Good day, YouTube. This is a requested video for me to speak more in depth about eBay, which is something that I've been doing for a long time. I want to say 12 years. For 10 years I did it straight every week. For the last 2 years I do it here and there occasionally. I did make another video. I'll put that link at the bottom where I gave an example of what I sold in a week and how much money I made. Right now I'm currently not selling because I'm very busy with other things, but I will begin in the summer of 2018. This video was requested by someone called the Army Bell and wanted me to talk more. So this video also is going to talk in two parts. The first part is general stuff about eBay, and then the second part is going to be my example, my experience. Let me begin by saying that as a young teenager between the ages of 13, 14, 15, and so forth, I was very attracted to the idea of money and the power of money and what you can do with money. I would buy items off of the Thrifty Nickel, which was a newspaper, it still exists, and then I would use it, take care of it, and when I didn't want it anymore, I would sell it. Fast forward to now, technology, internet, there are so many ways for us as individuals to make money. So eBay, I'll put a link to the actual page on eBay because there are some things for you to consider. For example, is there an insertion fee to place your ad? The answer is yes, but there are ways around it. So for example, if you wanted to insert an ad for something that you want to sell and you want it to start Tuesday in a few days, they're going to charge you for that. So I'm a cheapskate. I don't like doing that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to insert it whenever I'm ready and save 10 cents, 15 cents, whatever they charge for that. eBay has a promotion often where you can begin to insert something that it's an auction that lasts for 7 days and it's free, which is good. However, if you want it to be 3 days or 10 days, they may charge you 10 cents or 15 cents per item. And again, I'm like, nope, I'm not doing that. I'm going to do free, free, free. The other thing that you want to consider, which is going to be on the link below, is the final value fee. And that's something that they're going to charge you per item when you sell something. So that's the cost of using eBay. The other portion, which I would recommend, is using PayPal. So let's say you sell something and the individual wants to pay via PayPal, that money is transferred to your account. And PayPal will also charge you a little bit as well. What I'll do is I'll put that link for PayPal and their fees associated as well below. So everything has a price in life, and that's okay because that's just the way it is. You're actually gaining if you sell something. Some notes that I have here is ask yourself, what do you want to sell? What do you have knowledge of? When I was doing eBay every single week, I would have friends or family come visit us and they would see what I would do. My office, something like this, was basically my warehouse on a miniature scale. And then they would try to do it, and sometimes they would. But here's the thing, how long did they last? That's the question for you to ask yourself. And the answer is this, not long. Because you have to be dedicated to always going to the post office, answering questions when people want to know the condition, the size, the measurements, things like that. So when you place your ad, the best thing that you can do is be extremely clear and detail-oriented. So you save your time by answering and put pictures. If eBay says you can put 10 pictures as an example for free, fine. And I'm going to maximize, but that doesn't mean you have to put 10 pictures. If they start charging you at 11, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to put 10, and I'm going to be extremely deliberate about which pictures I put on there as well. Where do you get your items to sell? Think about that. First of all, what do you want to sell? Where do you get your items to sell? I wouldn't recommend anybody go into debt, hoping to make money on eBay. Use it your money. In other words, don't buy it on a credit card. Use the money that you have. If you sell it and make profit, great. Because if you don't, you didn't make money and now you owe your credit card. So be cautious about that. How much do you want to spend? Another question, generic question. Now I'm going to give you my example, second half of this video. Shipping. What do you want to send? Do you want to send a desk? That's big and expensive to ship. A solution to that is nowadays you can use Facebook Marketplace. My wife showed me that a few weeks ago, and that's local. Great. Or Craigslist. But like I said in my first video, be very cautious of who you have coming to your house, who you want in your house, or another place is, can you meet somewhere else, a neutral place? Can you have an escort with you? Consider that. But Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist, we as individuals can make money, and there's no fees associated for that. And it can be like my desk, a big piece of furniture. Feedbacks on eBay are important. You buy something, you leave feedback, and future users are going to look at your feedback and say, okay, this person is on target. My feedback, I think I have sold and bought items a lot more than my actual feedback, because not everybody leaves feedback. I have about 2,500 or so, maybe a little bit more, 100%. Best thing you can do is do research on what to sell. How much are you going to spend to sell? How much profit? And the best thing to do is begin with something that you have at your house. That's what I started. So let's say I have this. This is a CD that my friend T.I. Joe, retired Air Force, gave me. Journey. It's got a book. It's got some CDs, and these are brand new. So what I can do is, when I say research, go onto eBay and type in Journey ×3 CD case and see how many there are. If there's 100, how much are they going for is the next question. It may be a thing that so many people have. However, if there's 10 of these and people want $25 or $30, what if you sell yours at 15? That's something for you to consider. Now, here's an important part of eBay. When I buy something, I will begin it often at the minimum price that I would sell it. In other words, if I only had one bidder, let's say it's this Journey CD case as an example, and I said, I really like it, it's brand new, but I want to sell it for whatever reason. I would say, okay, would I take $10 for this, or would I take 15? Let's say the example is 15, then I would begin this at $15. Best case scenario, you get a lot of bids for that. Worst case scenario, you get $15. And then the thing that you have to add is shipping. How much would this cost to ship? The U.S. Postal Service has envelopes, but those are flat rate sometimes. Some of them are by weight. So you have to do research on that as well to see how much you have to add for shipping of something like this. I would say something like this is maybe $7. It could be exact, or it could be a flat fee. If I go with the example of flat fee and it's a little bit less than $7, I win a little bit. If it's $9 to ship and I charge them $7, then I lose $2 there as well. So the best thing you can do is pay attention, research, find out how you can package this, if you can buy envelopes that are cheap and tape as well. And then in the future, if let's say it was $9 to ship something like this and you have a similar item, then in the future you can charge $9 as well. So when they buy something, they know the price. I like a flat fee as well. So that's just for shipping, which is what I do. What I'm going to do now is give you examples of what I do, of my knowledge when it comes to what I sell. I love music, I love sports, I love vintage items, I love cheap, and I love easy to ship. So when I go to thrift shops, and that's where I go. I go to thrift shops because my wife and I love thrift shops. I'm always looking for something. Let's say it was this. My son gave me this brand new last night. Dodgers 2017 World Series. Unfortunately, the Dodgers lost in Game 7. Hopefully we come back. Let's say I have this right here, and I find it at a thrift shop, and it has the tags. Regardless of the size, I may say that's a good collector piece. How much do I spend? How much do I want to spend? Let's say they want $12 for this, I'm going to pass, even if it has the new tags, because I want to buy cheap, $5 with the tags, and I'm going to sell it for beginning at $15 plus shipping. And the other thing that I do is, for the most part on eBay, it's small items, but many transactions that I sell, and the money adds up. The exception was the other video that's linked below, where I had 10 items, 7 of them sold, and I think I made over $600. If you want to see that video, if you haven't seen it, check it out. The link is below. That's not the norm. Like I said, most of the time, it's a lot of small transactions that add up. What do I do with that money? I go buy more stuff, or I buy whatever it is. When I said I'm thrifty, in other words, I'm cheap in certain items. However, in other ways, when I go to vacations, I want to have a great time. I want to live life. I want to go to the store. If I want it, I buy it. So what do I sell? That's the next portion. I'll give you some examples of what I have in my collection that I either bought a long time ago or I bought at thrift shops that I can sell. Let's say I lost my job today. I have a lot of stuff that I can sell. And instead of pausing this video, let's just go straight into it. The stuff right here are my jerseys. Most of them I bought on eBay. Some of them are game worn, where I can make a lot of money if I wanted to sell this stuff. My Air Force Falcon collection here are all from thrift shops, except for this one, eBay. And that is what I know. That is what I like. Next thing. This is what I sell on eBay when I have time. Even a pair of jeans there that don't fit me or that I don't want. This is my stuff. This is my vintage collection of Chicago Cubs or World Series or baseball shirts, and more jerseys here. I have books. Thrift shop. I bought this one, but this one's signed by the photographer, legendary photographer in Los Angeles, Neil Slozauer, who photographed Motley Crue, my favorite band of the 80s. Morrissey is actually a thrift shop book, and I'm going to go see him live. He was a singer from the Smiths tomorrow night. Thrift shop. This one right here, I actually got when I was a teenager, maybe 14, 15 years old, on Melrose Avenue in Los Angeles at a bookstore. And it's aged, but I've had that since I got it brand new. So those are some things. Records. Going to these shirts right here, pay attention to, because I know music and vintage shirts. When you're talking about shirts, let me show you something that is very helpful. This shirt right here is the Judds. You may be familiar with them. They're country, I believe. And I paid $1 or $2. I don't remember because I've had it for a while. It's size XL. It's double-sided, which is really good. Anytime you have a double-sided t-shirt, it's good. The other thing that this one shows you, it's clear. It's 1991 right there. So I figure I could sell that for maybe $10 or $15. I'll do that when I have time. The newer shirts nowadays, rock shirts, are usually one-sided. In my opinion, double-sided shirts are going to be worth more. If I would have seen this shirt right here and it was just single-sided, then I would probably pass on it. And to be honest with you, this is one of the shirts that I listed in the past, but it didn't sell. And that's okay, because you can resell on eBay if you want to. I'm not in a hurry, and if I don't sell that, I think I'm going to be okay. Next thing, cassettes. Morrissey. This is and the Smiths right there. So let me give you an example. If I were to put the Smiths, all of these cassettes, and Morrissey, I guarantee you there is a collector out there. Now, who buys cassettes? The answer to that question is somebody who grew up on cassettes like myself, or a collector. So I think there are almost 20 cassettes there, just a little bit less. I would start that at $50. Cassettes that I bought at the thrift shop. Let's say I'm having a bad week financially and I need money. I'm going to start that out at $50, and if somebody bites, great. If they don't, no big deal. The cassettes, for the most part, all of those cassettes, and I have another set downstairs, about 400 cassettes, thrift shops, between 25 cents and 50 cents each. CDs, collection, same thing right there. Avenged Sevenfold, Beastie Boys, Linkin Park. Here's an example of this band right here, Cake. I have the other one, it's in my car. I have all 5 of their CDs, if I'm not mistaken, that's how many they made, that I can sell for $20 or more if I needed to. I don't want to. When I go to thrift shops, I come across these CDs as well. In fact, yesterday, I bought Mudvayne and Prodigy for $1.99 each. To wrap up this video, you have to know what you want to sell and what you don't. Buy it cheap and see how much you can make. eBay is great for the college student or for somebody who wants a part-time income. If I had to survive off of eBay, then I'd have to be very busy, and most likely I'd have to sell all of that stuff right there to live off of eBay. Again, Facebook Marketplace is something that's free, and it could be a big item like this, or Craigslist, and just use caution as well. So I'm going to put the links to PayPal for their fees, eBay for their fees, in my other video. I hope this has been helpful, and I always ask questions. I'm sure there's other videos on YouTube already from full-time users or full-time sellers. Have a great day.